Hi friends, and welcome back to Lemon Tree Corner. This week in the studio we are making another new bag. Since I have 3-day weekends through the summer, we're going to pick out some more challenging bags that might take us a little longer, that we have the extra time for. So this week we are doing the Swoon Expedition bag. It is quite large. It's 14 by 16 by 3, and it has 2 zipper pockets in the front here. So I'm hoping this comes together fairly well. Looks like a nice little crossbody tote, a messenger bag size kind of thing. So that'll be good. And the fabrics that we're using this week, one of them is my kitchen curtain fabric. So this is the fabric that I used for the kitchen curtains. We've had these curtains up a long time, like over 11 years, and I haven't gotten sick of them yet, which says a lot, other than the fact that they're getting totally faded. But I do have fabric left from that, and then we have this nice rich green fabric that has this little dots and dashes pattern to it, and then a nice medium toned denim. So not sure how I'm combining these yet, but that's what we're using for the bag. And we've got a really pretty olive green zipper to go with that. That's going to complement that very nicely. So that's what we're working on this week. Also working on the shop update to get all of those in there and ready to go. And I think I'm going back to pink. So I have the hair dye ready. Going to a wedding on Saturday, so I'm going to keep my hair normal for the wedding, and then on Sunday we'll go ahead and dye it pink for the summer. It's kind of becoming a tradition. So we'll get that all ready to go, and by the time you see the outro of this video, my hair will be pink, so stick around. We also have a new rug to set up in the living room. I don't know that I'll take you along with that, but I'll at least show you the rug when we're done setting it all up. It's gonna be kind of a nightmare to place because right now the rug's going this way and sticks out into the walkway as you walk through the whole living room. And we're gonna do it the other direction, but that means it's gotta be tucked completely under the couch and the entertainment center. So this will be interesting. And we're basically going to have to lift all of these things up ourselves. So we'll see how that goes. I probably won't film that because that's going to be a mess. Okay, so grab a water or a cozy beverage and let's get ready to go. Okay, we have all of our pattern pieces cut out. This one's kind of long. Maybe I should just cut it on the fold anyway. I don't know. Okay, so we've got choices to make here. We've got these panels, which can be different from the bottom panel and the back panel, which I think is what I would like to do. I think this was supposed to be the lining. And then the question is, just like we did on that zippy crossbody a while back, do we want 2 little pieces of these, but then I feel like they're going to be too short, you're not going to see the birds? Or is this the bottom and the back panel? They're just so cute. Okay, so I could do these top 2 panels out of the denim. It's a very thin denim. It's not like, you know, very thin denim, so it's fine. I can easily manipulate it. Oh, and it's folded over right now. So this has this curved edge, which we just saw somewhere. So here, it's got this curved edge in the front. You see that? But it's folded over right now. So this whole thing is folded over because the handles are here, but then you also have a strap there. So this would all be denim as well. So it would be denim, denim, chickens. The question is, how many chickens do I have? I really don't have that many chickens. Yeah, see, if we cut the back out of this, I'm really not going to have enough of the chickens, because we need this piece and this piece. Oh, maybe. Oh, I think we can do it. Okay, that's cool. I think we will have just enough chickens to make that happen. So that's very cool. Yeah, okay, so we can start cutting out all of our fabric. I have to look online. You know, I don't think about these things ahead of time. I'll have to look online and see if there's a tutorial video, which there probably is. Who knows? Oh, the gusset. The gusset they're going to want out of the chickens, but I'm not going to have enough for the chickens. Fabric B. Okay, so I could do the gusset out of the denim as well. Okay. And then this whole thing would be lining. Maybe you can see it better here. You couldn't really see it in the intro, but it's got this really cool kind of southwestern Santa Fe design, which is very cool with these crosses and then the dashed lines. So I've used this on a different bag. I think it was dark blue last time I used it, but I thought it went well with the chickens. There's that little bit of olive green throughout this. So yeah, that'll be fun. Okay, let's get to chopping. Oh, I wanted to show you my finished crochet bag. It's all done. So it's super cute. I did the handle differently than she wanted me to, just because it wasn't looking good. And remember all those wooden beads that I was like, I'm not going to use these for anything now? I get to use them for this. So however many of these I make in the future, we'll be getting a bead, which is very, very cool. Or 2 beads. Yeah, it's very pretty. I really like this feature. You can tie it shut. It's like a little drawstring, which is nice. The one she did, I can't really like tie it. So I'm wondering if I should make it a little bit longer so that it would actually hang down if you tied it. Yeah, I might want to make it a little bit longer than that. And then the handle, I just did long ways back and forth with the single crochets. This is kind of a weird thing that she did. She had us poke it through the chain 2 space in the granny and then sew it back here just so you had like a little overlap. But I feel like this chain 2 space is going to get a lot of stress on it, especially when you put something in the bag. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what all that was about. I have seen people do rings. They've attached a ring between here and here, except I still feel like that's a lot of weight on your chain 2 space. But very pretty. I already have the yarn balled up for the second one. And if I make the second one strategically, because I have these 2 colors in the second one as well. So I'm thinking if I use this dark green as this part, because I used almost the whole skein of this pink. So if I use the dark green or the lime green for this part, then I will have enough of the other colors that I can play around with making a third bag. I'm also wondering if I just make this a little smaller, like if I just made this to the green, this whole thing would be a little smaller because it is kind of big. I feel like it's a nice tight weave, so you can put stuff in here other than like chapstick and feel like it's not gonna fall through. Although chapstick also wouldn't really fall through here. It's more of your keys getting stuck in the crochet that I'm worried about. And I don't really want to line these. So part of me is like, well, why don't we just make it to there, to here, and then this whole thing is smaller. And then I've only got 3 colors of yarn to worry about. I did check the price. The Lion brand yarn is only $5 a skein. So with these 4 colors, and I'm really not using, the only one I really went through is this color that is the majority of the color is this. You could do the handle in a different color, but I really only used 1 whole skein of that, and then obviously very little of the berry, and then increasingly more of the other colors. So I feel like you could easily get 2 bags or maybe 3 bags out of 2 sets of yarn if you strategically planned it out. So yeah, I'll have to look into that, because obviously $20 for supplies ain't great, but you know, if you think about the fact that you didn't use the whole skein, it's pretty good. And $5 for this yarn was very nice to work with. I don't have it with me now, but it's the 24/7 cotton yarn from Lion brand, and it feels very similar to the sugar and cream yarn. That's the cotton that I'm used to using. It's a little bit lighter, and I feel like it's a little bit more coated. It does have a coating on it. It makes it a little bit easier to work with, and less fraying. So yay, very cool to have that one. I think I will make a few of these and then bring them to the craft fair and see if people like them and see if they do well at a craft fair. So I'm scoping out craft fairs. I think I'm going to go ahead and do the patchwork show. That was the one that was really good for me, although it's not like in the most convenient area. It's close to my house, but it was kind of hard to get in and out of, and we had to park really far away, so we had to hike to get out of there. But other than that, it was a really good show. And then looking for another show in like Orange County area, Laguna, like somewhere a little more upscale that would have people with disposable means to buy my bags. So I'm going to keep my eye out for that. Got a wedding to go to tomorrow, so trying to get some of this done during my Friday. Oh, and we're going to have a little fashion show, because we went to Costco and lots of clothes there. So I found some PJ sets that I think will be interesting, so we'll try those on to do a little time lapse for you. I'm really hoping these work, because all the PJs I have right now are like getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So it would be nice to have new PJs that actually breathe and everything.
Captured in a photograph. Remember how we used to sit in the vines? Yeah. Oh, and I can hear you laugh it off. You always said mistakes I left in the past. Then know enough to see the blow on us break over sooner than we're gone. And sometimes I think about it all night, staring to the street lights, wonder where we'd be if nothing would have changed, if we'd have stayed the same, never killed the flame. Would we hold our ground if nothing would have changed? Would you take my name, stay here through the rain? Would we hold our ground? Could we hold our ground? Could we hold our ground? Drawing from another time, walls of pain that spells out your name.
Okay, we are in our usual conundrum, which is that we have all of these pieces to cut out and not a lot of fabric left. So I don't know what I'm going to do for these pocket panels yet. What I'd really like to do is be able to get the removable strap out of this. We already got the handles, but I'm just worried about how much I have left. So there I was wondering how I got so lucky to be able to cut everything out. I did not cut the gusset out of the lining fabric. So now I'm gonna have to use a totally different fabric for the gusset piece in the lining. I do not have enough lining fabric left, and it's gonna look weird. So I'm just gonna embrace it. If I had known that, I would have waited and done the straps out of something else instead of the gusset. Ooh, I don't even know if I have enough of this. Okay, good. So we're just gonna have a weird gusset piece.
Albany just left you all the same. I could see enough to know you better up, but sometimes it hits you when it's gone. And all night I stare into that same light, reinventing our life. I wonder where we'd be if nothing would have changed. We'd have stayed the same, never killed the flame. Would we hold our ground if nothing would have changed? Would you take my name, stay through the rain? Would we hold our ground? Could we hold our ground? Could we hold our ground? One and on the other side, parallel to our life, dreaming of a place to hide and find you in another time. Up it comes and down it goes, seeds will die before they grow. If nothing would have changed, we'd have stayed the same, never killed the flame. Would we hold our ground if nothing would
Okay,
have
it's a little wonky on the sides here. This piece is like way over here, and then this piece should have been a little further over. Good news is that we've got our 1/2 inch seam allowance at the end. So right now we're just gonna baste all of this down so that the pockets stay down, and we're gonna baste that at 1/4 inch. So I'm just kind of checking here to make sure. I think this top panel is the only thing that's really off. I was thinking, you know, I love these chickens, and I don't know that anybody else is going to like them, but I love them. And so I'm thinking, maybe this is a good bag for me to have. I don't really have a larger bag like this. I just got a new laptop at work that's a lot smaller than the one I had, and I'm wondering if it would fit in here. Okay, I'm going to be smart. We're going to get our laptop, and I'm going to measure it against the lining panels here, because I probably should add fusible fleece. If we're going to use it for this purpose, I would need to add fusible fleece to the lining panels just to give it a little more cushion. And if we're not going to add the gusset to this, is this enough space to hold everything? Aha, it's definitely big enough. We've got those top panels, don't forget. So this is going to be way taller than this. Although it is supposed to flop over with the top panels. This way is going to probably be too snug. By the time we sew our sides together and the whole bag together, it's probably going to be too snug that way. But this way definitely fits. I can add some fleece to this. I can get rid of the gusset. Yay! Very cool. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to change gears a little bit and cut out the fleece so I can get that attached. And I think one layer of fleece is just, I mean, the bag has enough oomph. It's really just about adding some cushion for the laptop so it doesn't get dinged up or anything. Well, that's very exciting. You guys, this is so exciting. This means that I get to keep the bag with the chickens that I love. I get to have a laptop case that's cute, and I don't have to find a laptop case pattern, because that was the other conundrum I had, was finding a pattern that was going to work, and you got to measure and get the math right and all that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I actually have Thermolam, which is a little thicker than fusible fleece, works the exact same way. It's just a little bit thicker and loftier than the fusible fleece. So I'm going to use that just to give us a little more protection for the laptop on the interior. And then, yeah, I'm not going to worry about the gusset in the middle. We're just going to sew it together like we normally would. We do have to put a pocket in here, but, you know, that's fine. Well, now that it's my bag officially, I don't know that I want the gusset on the outside either, because the gusset, I didn't have enough of the chicken fabric, so the gusset was going to be out of the denim, and I don't know that I want the denim on the bottom. We all know how I feel about gussets. Yeah, and I just think the tighter that the whole thing can be, the better, because it's going to be holding the weight of the laptop now. So I feel like it might just be better not to put that contrast there, which means I would not be doing the gusset, which means we just have a pocket, the top panels to sew on, and then we would be putting it all together. I also wanted to share with you that the blonde dye didn't really work very well. It's still very dark. It's just kind of a little lighter up here. So I'm gonna wait, and next week I'm gonna do another blonde. I'm gonna leave it in longer. I just don't wanna do like another thing this week. But I think I'm still gonna put a little pink up here, see if that blends in, and maybe I'll just have like rainbow sherbet hair for a while. And then I'll just leave it on longer. I'll leave the blonde on longer on this back part, but want. So I was really hoping to start next week with pink hair, but it might take me like a month to get it lightened enough, and then I'll just slowly add the pink in. So these are the ones that I use. It's called Colorista. I really like the metallic versions. They have like a pale pink and a metallic pink. I also have the purple. I like the metallic purple better as well. So what I was thinking of doing is pink, and then once this is lightened, I can do like purple tips. But you can see the lighter your hair is, the better it looks. So that's the idea there. And then I also have the Color Plus Conditioner. That's fun too. It just helps as you're washing your hair. It adds some color in, because this lasts 10 shampoos, and it just starts fading, so it'll get lighter, paler and paler pink as we go throughout. Like the second week it really starts fading, so this is good to kind of give it that boost again during that time period and give it a little bit more color, and then you do this all over again in 2 weeks. This takes about half an hour. Just leave it in a half an hour. It's nice because, yeah, it only takes 20 or 30 minutes, and you can change the colors quite often without worrying about it, and it does eventually just wash out, so it'll get paler and paler pink. So as I wind down and don't want the pink anymore, I basically let it get paler and paler, and then I do a red and get rid of the pink. So the pink's easier for me to get rid of because I normally have red hair. The purple's a little harder to get rid of. I would have to do like a super dark red or a like red dark brown in order to get the purple out. So I'm just gonna do it on the tips. And if nothing else, I can just trim my hair and make it work that way. But that's where we're at. The dogs are chewing on the balls over there. And just trying to get through this bag today. If I get rid of the gusset, it'll be a lot easier. So that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I'm excited. If I finish this today, I can pack my laptop and bring it to work tomorrow in my new bag, and I'll take a picture for you guys. Okay, so once again, 2 in a row, we have another one where we're gonna turn the bag out through this lining pocket. So that'll be good. I'm gonna unzip this just to make sure we can do it. And this time we have the zipper is gonna be sewn in between this and our denim pieces for the top panels. So that's a cool thing. I was wondering how we were doing the zipper. Very much like the bag last time. I don't know if we're leaving a tail though. I don't think we're leaving a tail. We're just sewing it into the bag. Okay, we are going to use our book to prop up our machine here so we have that wider throat. I love that idea. Thank you to the library. Such a great idea. Okay, so let's go get our work and do the top of the bag. We're almost done. So I'm gonna make sure I get it. So we've got this curve, right? But we're not gonna worry about the curve. We're just gonna do it the same way we always do it. So we are gonna start here. She's having us do 1/2 inch. So I'm gonna push it all the way to my tape. And then we're just gonna go around. Once she wants me to trim it to 1/8, I'm not going to do that. I'm probably going to trim it to 1/4 inch because of what happened last week. I want to make sure that none of the raw edges can poke through in the end. So we're just going to be really careful on these curves and really follow that curve all the way through. We're going to stitch back and forth on our handles a couple of times. And continue on with the rest of the bag. Okay, now we gotta turn the whole thing out through our pocket. So this is a much bigger bag. It's still kind of a small pocket, but I do like this little trick of not having a seam in our lining. I think it's very, very smart. Now I realize that the gusset in this bag is there so that the bag kind of stands upright, so that it has a base and it can stand upright with that base. So by taking that out, that's what we're losing in this case, is we're losing that solid base, which means that I can't really put this bag on the ground level. It's always going to be a little sideways. I mean, I can hang it, but as far as it sitting on the ground nicely, it's not going to do that. So that's what we have sacrificed in our goal not to have the weird gusset. I would say, yeah, I mean, I don't think I had enough of this fabric. For the green fabric, the lining fabric, it says you only need 1 yard of it, and I either didn't have 1 yard to start with, or you needed more than 1 yard. So that's really all I would say, is to see if you can start with a little more than 1 yard of that fabric, especially if you want the handles. Like I wanted the handles out of that fabric. I wanted lots of stuff out of that fabric. So, oh, duh. This is going in farther. Like, this is not looking correct. Okay. Once again, I was not recording. I hate that. Okay, so we are top stitching. Had a whole conversation with you there. We're top stitching and we're just gonna go around. I'm pretty much doing 1/4 of an inch this time because the last one was so short. So kind of going the other direction with this one. And we're just making sure that our top fabric, that our lining fabric isn't showing. And we're done. Yay! It's very cute. Label just went a little wonky in the last bit there. So we've got our 1 zipper, and I don't really have to take cords back and forth anymore, but if I did, that's where that would go. I do have an external hard drive that I can take back and forth. And then this is a little non-floppy now because my Thermolam goes up to here. Normally you would be able to have this whole thing fold down, and what I could do is I can also just press it there just so it has some memory. And then we're going to attach our handle. And in the outro I'll show you what it looks like, but basically if you're carrying it by the handle, this part would flop over, which it kind of is. And then there, and then it's got a big slip pocket in the back, which is very cool. You could put a notepad in there or something. Yeah. Yay, very nice. I found a rogue thread, rogue robots. Okay. That's so cool. So let's see if the laptop fits. Now I gotta turn off the computer again. Okay. Moment of truth. That goes, okay, so it sticks up a little further than this natural fold anyway, so I don't think that's really gonna matter. If I'm carrying it via this, it does kind of flop a little bit in there. It's a little loose in there. I could sew the lining a little tighter. I could like top stitch. I also can't close the zipper with this in here because obviously we didn't know when we started that we were going to be making it for this. I tend to carry my laptop case with the handles anyway, so that should work out good. It's so cute. Well, I'm much happier knowing that this is going to be mine. It also just took the pressure off, which is very interesting. Psychologically, I didn't have the pressure any longer. Obviously, like I said, that gusset, the gusset would make it so that it laid flat right here. Like, you obviously can't do that. And, a normal laptop case isn't going to lay flat like that anyway. So we are at, where's my phone? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 4 hours. That was a big solid chunk of time we just spent on that. So that's going to be 240 minutes plus 80 plus 90. It's like my numbers got way bigger since the last time I used it. Oh, see, that's not too bad. 6.83 hours. Yeah, I mean, if I touted this as a laptop case, maybe. It's going to give ourselves our nice little boost there. Serotonin boost. Their check mark. And we are done. Okay, and just like that, we are done with another episode. Done with another bag. Here we go. We've got our bag. I love these front 2 panels. This is like the 3rd time I've done one like this with the zippers, with the 2 panels, the 2 zippers. And so it's supposed to flop over, but like we talked about, because I have the Thermolam in there. It's not really gonna flop over. And then I put my removable strap in one of the pockets, so let's put that back on. There we go, and there we have our strap. You gotta know that I'm gonna be using the strap after all that, but it is kind of cool because when you have it by the strap, this flops over. So that's a nice detail, and we've got our zipper on the inside and our pocket on the inside. So yeah, it's just a really nice bag. I really like it, and then it's got this big slip pocket in the back, which would be perfect for a notebook or a journal or something. So it's like kind of a nice laptop school bag, except if I knew I was doing it for the laptop, I probably would have let the zipper out and just done like a snap closure. That would have been good. But super cute, and I get to keep my chickens, which I'm super happy about. I don't know why I was like, I don't want to get rid of my chickens. I love my chickens. So I've been hanging on to that fabric ever since I made the curtains and not knowing what to do with it. So very happy that I got to use it for this. And I think that's it for this week. So I've got a long weekend coming up. I've got a package to pack up for one of my YouTubers, the Maya wristlet that we made for her with the leftover Alice in Wonderland fabric. So I want to get that out to her with a cute mug and a candle. Yeah, she's having a rough time of it, so I wanted to give her something sweet, a present from me. And then, yeah, I gotta think about what bag we're gonna make. I'm still doing the shop update, so I got through processing all the photos, I'm building all the pages, and that should be up next week. So I'll announce it in next week's video if it's up and ready to go, and I will also put it on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, my Instagram handle is @LemonTreeCorner, all one word. So I would love to have you join me over there and see all my cute posts. So that's where we're at with that. And yeah, just trying to figure out what bag I want to be adventurous to make in the next episode. So I'll go rifle through the ones we have ready to go and pick something out for the extra long weekend, which is 4-day weekend. So that's good. And I really don't have any plans other than a doctor's appointment on Friday. So we'll see how that goes. I totally forgot to mention the hair. Okay, so it didn't lighten up the way I was hoping it would. It's still really dark in the back. So I just added the pink to the top to kind of blend in with the red. Not liking it too much, but I'm gonna go ahead. I bought another thing of blonde dye. So I'm gonna dye my hair again this weekend, lighten it, and then put the pink in. So this might be a month-long process of getting it light enough for the pink to really show. And I used the metallic pink and I think it was too much. So I might try the lighter pink, the pale pink, and go with that. So we'll see what my hair looks like next week. Okay, thanks for joining me this week. I love it when you come and spend time with me. I know that you have a lot of channels to choose from and a lot of stuff going on in your life. So I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to spend time under the lemon tree with me. And I will catch you back here next week. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Love you. Bye.